Hey guys, and welcome to the second episode of Let's Chat Aqua. And I can't talk today, blah. And today we are going to talk about starting and building a YouTube channel. Now we're waiting for the stream to catch up, but just to let you know, this here is TheLoachGuy. He is one of my good friends from my wargaming community. Say hi. Oh wait, hold on, let me unmute you. Okay. There you go. Now you can
helps
say hi.
helps to unmute me. Hey, everybody.
I brought him on because he's gonna be our first guest. He's had his aquarium channel for a while. He's just never done anything with it, and then I guess this year is one of his things that he's going to do. And I've known this guy for years because we did wargaming stuff together, and we did our YouTube channels together, and kind of grew together on that and stuff. But anyway, so tell people who you are, about your channel, what you're going to go about and showing people.
I'm the Loach Guy. I got my nickname from back in the day. I've always liked clown loaches and coolies and things like that. And um, I used to go to these fish auctions that my local club would have. And there was a couple of times that I was just buying up every clown loach, coolie, everything. I mean, regardless, I was accumulating fish. And so the auctioneer started calling me the Loach Guy at that point, and so the nickname stuck. I started keeping fish over 35 years ago, and I've kept community fish, all kinds of cichlids, catfish, bred angels, guppies, ancestris, you name it. I've run the gamut, done live plants. The only thing I really haven't done a lot of is saltwater. I've never really. I think I cleaned too many saltwater tanks and all that salt creep and everything. It's not my thing.
Yeah,
But
Salt Creek always gets you. I hate that. And when I did my reef tank, that was the most annoying thing ever. Let's pause really
especially if it's on the
quick
walls.
here. Just say hi to some shout outs to Patricia. See you. By the way, I made you mod, Patricia. I need more mods in here. The famous Aquarius, hello. And Scenic City Cichlids. Nice. Nice to see you guys on board. Going on. You said, I'm sorry, where were you at when I rudely interrupted you? I'm sorry.
Oh, I've kept pretty much everything. I think maybe some exotic live bears like killifish. Those are the only things I haven't kept in my 35 years.
Nice.
Um, I started the channel originally just a way to kind of chronicle my fish keeping. I had this fish, and so I did a video of it, and I had these fish, and then I did something about when I was raising up baby angelfish and things along those lines. So you and I started talking, about after you made your channel, and I'm like, I kind of want to kind of stretch this out as an extension of what other things I'm doing on YouTube. So I got some plans to expand this channel now, share my knowledge, and basically learn from others on YouTube, take part in the community, stuff like that.
Nice. And most of you also said you did breeding, didn't you?
Yeah, I. Uh, well, the tank behind me is a good example. This 29-gallon, my friends call it the tank of love, because pretty much anything I put in there starts breeding. Catfish, cichlids, you name it. I'll have babies in there in no time. I'm surprised there's not cardinal tetra babies flying around in there right now. But did a lot of fish breeding, selling to club members, the fish club I'm a member of. Um, it's I've run the gambit.
Nice. And so,
Yeah.
what is your favorite fish? I mean, other obviously loaches, maybe. I guess I don't know because you're the loach guy. I'm just
Yeah,
assuming.
I would say it's a toss up between angelfish, freshwater angelfish, and coolies and clown loaches. Something about the comical nature of those fish, and then just the majestic appearance of a nice looking angelfish. Even a nice silver angel, deep body, that blue hue in the gills when they're healthy. It's just it's always fascinated me. I've kept hundreds of them. I tend to keep fish a long time. I think the longest I've kept an angel was about 7 years. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Um, but I don't know. It's just those are probably my top three.
Nice, nice. Now, what are your successes and failures in this hobby that you've come across?
Probably the most, I guess, if you want to label something as a success, I keep fish for a very long time. Um, I mentioned the 7-year-old angels. These clown loaches are, I'm pointing to the tank over here like you can see it. The clown loaches that I've got 15, 17 years. I've got a couple of mono shrimp that I've had since 98, 99 time frame. So I'm really good at keeping things alive for an extended period of time, I guess. Um, my failures, you touched on this one of your last videos. It's when you're doing water changes and you're filling the tank back up, and then you hear that rushing of water and as it's cascading over the top of your tank.
Right.
That's my failure. About every 2 months, and all my tanks are down in the basement now, fortunately. And I'll forget I'm filling the tank up because I'm get busy doing something else. And then the next thing you know, I got a stream of water running down into the sump. So that's probably my biggest failure.
You know what that means. You know, usually that's when you get old and you start losing your memory. That usually happens.
I'm easily distracted.
Yeah, well, that too, I guess, right? So, in the future of your channel, what do you think? Are you planning? You got any big plans for it? I mean, what are you going to show people, especially what's going? Are you going to like zone in on a specialty? Like, kind of, I'm like more in the planet tank, so you know, people see a lot of that kind of focus on my channel. So, what would be yours? You think?
I'm building about 4 smaller tanks. They'll all be planted. I'm going to do some DIY type stuff. Go through, I think you and I talked about earlier, maybe I'll do one on resealing a fish tank because I've got an old one back there. Just initial setups and tips and tricks, instructional videos. And I kind of want to do some outreach activities, you know, do collaborations with other YouTubers. I have a pretty extensive, you know, pretty sizable club that I'm a member of, Fish Club, and they do fish room tours every spring. So I'm going to bring my camera for that and start getting into that realm as well. So there's a couple large aquarium shops around here that kind of like to go in with a camera and see if they'll let me record.
Nice. Okay, well, quickly back to the live chat. Just doing a shout out to Rich Mick. Hey, Rich Mick. Racing, haven't seen you in a while. Billy, a little late, but you are here. That's, hey, better late than never, right? Rich Mick, we usually don't field answers till after, but since it's already there, he's asking, how big does a coolie loach get?
Most coolies, now I've got some that are going on like 15, 16 years old now, the coolie loaches. And I would say maybe 1/4 inch in diameter and probably 3.5, 4 inches long are the biggest ones I've got right now.
Nice, nice. And then a shout out to Ken Emmerich and the famous Aquarius. He says, I really love my green koi catfish like no other catfish in my, or no other fish in my tank.
Koris are nice.
Oh, the green ones, yeah, they are pretty. Like that. Oh, very cool. Okay, well, anyways, we're going to move on to 10 questions, useless questions to our guests, so we'll be right back. All right, so in this segment, really quick segment, we have 10 questions. Usually I was going to, field questions, but since we're not that big yet, we'll do that in the future. But I was going to field questions from people in our Facebook group when it grows big. It's to see what we want to ask our guests. So I made these up for you. Okay, so these are quick, just answers. Some might get weird. I don't know. You don't know what these are ahead of time. I sent you the itinerary to know what we're talking about, but you don't know these questions.
Yeah, so, we didn't go over this.
Yeah. So, well, We'll just go with it. There's some of them. They're like, again, useless questions. So, number one,
All right.
what's the
All right.
worst thing you ever did as a kid and gotten away with?
Oh, I stole a cigarette.
From who?
I don't know, somebody at a yard sale.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What did you do? Just pick up his pack of cigarettes and?
that's the first thing that popped into my head. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was like maybe 10 years old.
Oh my god,
So.
that's too funny. Did you actually smoke it?
No.
Oh, you didn't smoke it. What'd you do with it?
No, I chickened out.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
Yeah, right. And then you grew up and you just started smoking. Well, you don't smoke, do you?
No.
No, yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
No.
All right, number two.
It ruined me.
Well, yeah, I can't remember if you ever smoking with us outside when we were going to conventions and stuff. But I think you just hung out just to talk.
Yeah, I'd stay out there and freeze with you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, number two. If you were a vegetable, what would you be?
Tomato.
A tomato. Why a tomato?
I like growing them.
Oh, okay. That'll work. What?
Yeah.
Number three. What is your first car?
Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh my god.
72.
Like the old ones, right?
Still have it.
No. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
What's it doing? Just collecting rust?
It's kind of sitting for a little bit, but I started it up last year, so it'll be driving next year. I'll take it with me to that aquatic show up in Chicago.
Wait, you going?
Why not? That's a quick drive for me.
Maybe I'll fly down and we could drive up together. That'd be cool. If I
There you go.
Time off. We'll see. All right, number four. What's the craziest thing you? What's the craziest thing on your bucket list?
Craziest thing. I want to learn to scuba dive.
You want to learn scuba dive?
Yeah, I took a class, a PADI class, and passed the actual written test, but never got to actually do the whatever actual diving test. I want to go back and do that again.
Huh. All right, 1 second here. We got a thing about sound, and I don't know what the sound is. Is it really low?
It muted, kind of dipped there for a second, and
Is it
seems
back
like
up now?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you guys hearing me over at the chat right now? Let me just double check this. Probably messed me up here. Yeah, for some reason something turned down my mic. I'm wondering if it's the software here. Let's see here. Well, everything's working here if it's fine. So, how about that? Can you guys hear me better now? Okay, I'm good now. All right, cool. Technical difficulties. Okay, now where were we at? Okay, if you could live in any sitcom, this is question number 5. If you could live in any sitcom, which one would it be?
Holy crap. My Three Sons.
I don't even remember that one. Is that a new one or old one?
Dude, that's old school. So.
Old school. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, what do you miss most about your childhood? Or about childhood in general?
I lived out in the country. And so I remember being able to walk a mile out my back porch without.
Oh my God! Okay, guys, here this is what an old guy sounds like when he talks about his childhood. Yeah, go ahead.
Smart aleck. Would you have me muted?
No, I didn't mute you.
No, I remember there was no houses for a mile, and I just had full range, so it was kind of nice.
Oh, that's
nice. I had a creek to explore, and that's actually how I got started in the hobby in the first place. Me and the kids and a couple kids, neighbor kids, would collect crawdads and creek chubs, and we'd put them into these little bowls. And we'd wondered why after not having any kind of filtration or anything like that, they would die a couple days later. So we'd just go down and get more creek chubs and crawdads.
It sounds like you grew up on a Little House on a Prairie kind of thing.
Little house out in the boondocks.
Yeah. Okay, number 7. Which of the Snow White 7 dwarfs describes you best and why? Think about it.
It depends on who you ask, because some people would say it's dopey, but I, Grumpy's probably the one, because I'm turning into that grumpy old man.
Oh no. Okay,
Get off my lawn, you kids.
he's the one to watch out for then. All right,
Oh
number
yeah.
8. What cartoon character did you find sexy as a kid? I know we all have them because they make them look really sexy for some reason. I don't know why.
Daphne.
Daphne.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, number 9. If you could be invisible for one day, what would you do?
Spy on my neighbors. I don't know. I never hadn't really thought of that one.
Yeah, one of the things that require a lot of thought, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And number 10, most important question of all 10 questions: how much does a polar bear weigh?
5,000 pounds.
5,000 pounds. All right, we'll go with 5,000 pounds, and that's the end of our 10 questions, useless questions, to our guest. But anyways, we should go on to our featured questions. Before we do that, let's take a look at chat really quick. Hello to all the new people that joined. Thank you for joining and checking us out. We're about to head over to our featured topic. Racing, it's okay, man. Go to the LFS, get your bloodworms and brimes. We'll talk at you later. Thank you, Chris. You said you loved my DSM video. I hope that helped you a lot in any way. And yeah, let's go on to our featured topic. Hey guys. Well, the music didn't actually sound like that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It was, I don't know, I forgot what music I put to the featured topic. I think it was some elevator snooze fest. So our featured topic is about starting and building a YouTube channel. And really quick before we go down, we actually have a question here from the famous Aquarius. He says, why would your pH suddenly drop below 6? I have a 55-gallon planted tank with spider driftwood put in months ago, and I dose fertilizer. Normally I'm at 7.2 pH. Other API test parameters were fine. Well, drop below 6. That's a huge drop. And you tested it more than once or twice, I'm assuming. I don't know what would cause that. That's weird.
How long has it been since you've done a water change?
Yeah, but a water change shouldn't change. Not doing water change. Oh, you're talking about if you add in new water.
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. I mean, when was the time that she measured it before? Was it like, did it drop overnight? Was it like I tested it a week ago and then now I'm looking at it, 2 weeks later or a week later?
Yeah. Well, we'll have some more information. Maybe we could help you. I mean, the only thing I think is that you introduced new water that would have dropped that to 6, below 6. That's a huge drop. But let us know. So, brief intro. Basically, we're going to talk and we're going to hit summary points here. Because there's so much into building, not just creating, but also building a YouTube channel. If you want to know more, if you want to get really into, getting videos out there, how to know how to make better videos and understand how YouTube works and stuff, join the Aquarius YouTube Coalition. That is in the link down below. That's one of my Facebook groups that I started, and I'm going to start doing videos about making YouTube videos as well as understanding YouTube analytics and stuff. And those videos will be housed on this channel, but it won't be public because, one of the things that I mentioned is that keeping the focus on your channel. But anyway, so for me, well, just a little history, because you guys, you go to my channel, you're like, why is this guy teaching, talking about building a YouTube channel? He's only got, 2,400 subscribers or whatever. But I've been on YouTube forever. It started about a long time ago. 2008, I believe, is when I started doing some YouTube videos. And that was mainly because I played the game World of Warcraft. I did video tutorials on how to use mods and stuff like that. You add into the game and stuff. Those got really popular. And let me see here. We see here. This is my WoW channel, which has been completely deserted. I don't do it anymore. I don't play the game, so all these mods are outdated. But when I started it got huge. I mean, huge in the way that it got a lot of views. Because you gotta understand, back then, YouTube was not the YouTube you know today. It was completely, utterly different. People were asking you to rate their videos, not like their videos. The whole algorithm, if they even had one back then, were completely different. It was all about getting the views, nothing about getting subs. And now everything's about watch time. So there's a transition that happens on YouTube, and it goes through phases, ups and down, right? After I quit WoW, I got into scale modeling. And scale modeling is, model airplanes and stuff like that. And I did a lot of that, and that's when I started paying more attention about getting views, because at that time, getting views was the thing, and getting subs at the same time. So I started doing that, doing a lot of scale modeling, and that got a little big because I started doing airbrushing videos, and that is a huge topic, and it's one of those things that we're going to talk about, doing videos with trending topics and stuff. So those came out, and then I think about half a year later, something like that, one of my scale modeling friends that I met through YouTube challenged me to a game of this game called Warhammer 40K. It's a miniature war game. And because we got into talking about that, and I told him I played years ago, and he said, "Oh, let's play again." So with that, and I got back into the bug. So I decided to start a channel for wargaming, and move all my airbrushing videos over there, and that got hugely popular because at the time when I made the channel, airbrushing was still new to the hobby of wargaming. It was already in scale modeling, but and they're both really uniquely related, but in the wargaming hobby, it's new, and that really hit, right? Because I already had the channel seeded from my scale modeling, because a bunch of scale modelers followed me there and watched my channel, subbed to my channel, and I got a little push there, and built this huge community out of wargaming. After a while, I started to push more focus on promoting live events, face-to-face events, rather than just on YouTube. So then it got a huge rise, and then it started going down again because I started doing more of the face-to-face stuff. And then just recently, after I think the channel kind of got stale because I had a heart attack, and then I just had to slow down because I was going 100,000 miles a minute back then, if you didn't know.
You were 24/7 Chung.
Yeah, 24/7. It was crazy.
Yep.
Jeff knows because he is part of my group. Because when I started the Wargaming Store, I also started a group. It's kind of like a little MCM, if you don't know what it is, a multi-channel network, or MCN. And I just picked a bunch of big YouTubers back then, and some small people, and then we got together and created a group out of it, and we promoted each other. We did collabs and stuff. And again, totally different era in YouTube. Collabs and stuff was still really brand new, and people were talking about, you should get together and do collab. And that's a big thing. When something happens in a community and you do a collab, it was huge. Because people are like, oh my God, I watch both of you all the time. I mean, it was a different feel back then. So, did all that, and then after the heart attack, I needed things to really keep my stress level down. And one thing that I remember was getting the aquariums back then, and I decided, hey, let's get back into it. I do YouTube videos, wanted to film some of my builds and stuff, and that's pretty much how I started, the water box. And then a couple other things started happening in my life, and I had to take a little break from that, and then came back to where we are. But that's the little just the summary of the history of it. And through all that, I watched the changes in YouTube go up and down, things that they did, and people, will raise up their hands and scream, I'm going to quit doing YouTube and stuff. The latest thing is, the monetizations with smaller channels and stuff. We will get back into that in a bit, but I just want Jeff to fill in his side of it, because Most of our interaction was for the wargaming stuff, but apparently I didn't even know he had an aquarium channel until I started doing mine for a while. So, anyways, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, I started mine a few years. Actually, it's my original channel, and it was how I started interacting with the people in the wargaming. And then at some point, somebody um, suggested that I make a different YouTube channel just for my wargaming stuff, and that's how I got into that and started interacting with you guys. And so what I did was I took my original channel and I just took everything and put it towards the aquarium side, and that's where I was mentioning before. I was just chronicling what I was what I was doing in the hobby at the time, the fish that I was keeping, things that interest me, stuff like that. But I never really messed with the channel. It's been on cruise control, getting 400 views a month kind of thing. And I think I've got 60 subs. And then when you got into the water box, I know we talked about this in the past, like we'd be talking about wargaming or something like that. And you'd go, is that a fish tank behind you? And I'd be like, yeah, that's a fish tank. That's my 29 gallon, blah, blah, blah. And so, I like fish tanks. And then you got into your channel. And so you kind of inspired me to start putting more effort into this.
I'll tell you, it is well worth it. I mean, we discussed this before. The aquarium hobby, the people are actually very more relaxed than the wargaming side, because wargamers, they're gamers at heart, right? And when you cut down the wargaming, sorry, we categorize the wargaming people. There's actually the gamers and the hobbyists. The hobbyist is pretty laid back too. The gamers are ones that get really intense sometimes. So yeah. I'm telling you, the aquarium thing, it's really relaxing. These people are really, really nice.
Well, aquariums, it's just all about chilling out, Unless you're overflowing your fish tank, then it's pandemonium and mayhem.
And then it's and a lot of panic and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's very relaxing.
Yeah. So in that case, we're going to go talk about basic equipment to start. Now, some of you guys already have a channel. So, but for those people that want to start a channel, you just got to do it, okay? One of the advice I give, people come up to me all the time, especially in the working hobby, like, hey, I want to start a channel. I've been getting this, I've been getting that. I wanted to do it. I'm like, how long have you been thinking about this? Like, a couple months. I'm like, a couple months? What the hell are you doing? Just do it. Right, you just got to do it, and the rest you learn from experience, and from other people. But that's the thing that I can't teach you is experience, and I can only tell you my experiences. But you're going to go through something completely different. We always talk in the WG Consortium producer groups, and we get into conversations about how your channel to how our channel, we share stats and stuff, try to figure out what works, what doesn't. And it's obvious, like I'm sure you've seen it, is that our channels, even though we cover the same things, completely different experience, right? Everything's always different, up down to your fan base, what kind of videos, and how you do your videos and stuff, right? So you just got to start, okay? And you can start easily with a cell phone or a webcam, and there's nothing wrong with it. I started with a webcam, yeah? He did start something. I did a whole battle report with a cell phone because I forgot to bring my equipment when we were playing a game. So it's doable. Cell phones, no problem. Just film this way, not this way. All right, that's the most important thing to remember. Okay, otherwise you're gonna annoy the hell out of people.
Yep.
The second thing is when you're getting comfortable with it and you want to move on, that's when you start looking at point and shoot cameras or SLR cameras or camcorders. Now, point and shoot cameras are just regular cameras that you shoot with, and most cameras nowadays, point and shoot cameras, have the ability to shoot video, right? And you can use that. The reason why they call it point and shoot, because you don't have to worry about lenses or anything. SLR is when you start getting really more deeply into it, and that's where you start seeing the really nice looking videos that you see from a lot of people. The problem with SLRs is that it takes a lot more learning curve, and it takes a lot more money because you got to buy the camera body and the lenses. Okay, but you produce some stuff, really great stuff out of it. And then you go to camcorders. You have cheap camcorders, and you have really nice, decent camcorders. The camcorders is the way to go for people who shoot for long periods of time. Like if you watch my build videos on the tanks, fish tanks, or if in the wargame hobby, my painting tours, they have to go for a long time period of time. SLRs, I think, they have a law where they have to cap it, where each clip can only, you have to stop and start the camera over again. What is it, like 20 minutes or something?
I think that's what I was reading about when I was trying to get a new SLR or something like that. It did. I don't know if it's how the memory is set up, but yeah, it'll record in chunks.
Yeah. The great thing about camcorders is that you don't have to deal with lenses either. Okay, and less of a learning curve too. Okay.
I started with a camcorder. It was just a little Sony Handycam, and so my last 4.5 years have been using that little Handycam in 720.
Now, what are you using now?
I upgraded to a Canon camcorder, 1080p. So
nice.
I'm still using camcorder. It's like you said, it's especially for the stuff like aquariums. It's good because you're going to be moving around with it. So unless you've got like a tripod or one of those, I don't know, those flexible tripods to carry around, like you see everybody with now, it's more convenient and it's lighter. Because I don't know if you ever try to carry a DSLR around. That is a chunk of metal.
Yeah, the heavy part is the lens usually. That's crazy. I have a Lumix G2 for my SLR. Unfortunately, the lenses got stolen when I was over at a hobby shop. So I only have the body right now, so I have to get new lenses for it. But that would I use only for really artistic shots. When I want to do something really artsy fartsy, I would use my SLR. But that's a really nice camera too. That's the one that Les uses all the time. He's one of our YouTube producers over at the Wargaming side. But yeah, those are the differences of those types of cameras when you upgrade from a webcam or a cell phone. Now, cell phone nowadays, there's no beef off of cell phones because cell phones, the new ones, they take really good video. So you might a lot of people stick with cell phones, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Audio, now when you talk about audio equipment, usually you could use the audios from whatever you're recording from. It's just not as good. You're going to hear a lot of hissing and stuff, mainly because of the environment. Okay. And that's where you fix it in editing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But if you want good audio, best thing to do is get a field recorder or some kind of small recorder, and you get one from a really decent one from $150, I think. And I use Tascams. Like, this is my field recorder here. Okay. Yep. And I take this everywhere because it plugs in XRLs, mics and stuff like that, and lapel mics and stuff. So
yeah, I've got it goes
really clear. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I picked up a Zoom. I think it was $99 on Amazon.
Nice.
And I mean, you got to, when you get into the editing, we can talk about this, but you got to sync everything up. And so we always do that. So you can watch the bumps, the wavelengths, so you can sync your video and your audio up. But it's a lot cleaner sound. You don't get all the ambient noise and everything.
Yeah, the hissing, the environmental hissing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, really quick to our chat. I test every few days. Oh, back to the famous Aquarius about his pH. I test every few days. Do water changes every 2 weeks. I did a water change and added crushed coral. Well, see, crushed coral wouldn't have done it. Wouldn't have made what it would have done would have made it harder, right? So I'm not entirely sure why his pH went down, unless his tap water changed.
Maybe they're doing something, mucking with the chemicals. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, if you're keeping discus, that would be awesome, right? Or angels.
But like you said, that's a big jump from 7.2 to 6.0.
Yeah.
And it's testing that way consistently. It's not like you just had I accidentally put too much in there. You've tested a few times and it's still showing at 6.
Oh, he said after a few weeks his pH went back to normal. Hey, nice to read down below. There's actually other questions there. Okay, so it went back to normal. So it might have been something from your tap. That's the only thing I think of. Either that you just got false positive readings,
That's a possibility.
right? Because sometimes those tests aren't always accurate. I mean, if you watch my, was it 23 phases to a water change? I go to that part where where we test the water and I just throw it away. It doesn't work anyways, kind of thing. Red Dragon from Modelworks. He's from the wargaming side. He came in to say, "Chung, great to see you, brother. Hey, how you doing, buddy?" And Wet Sleeves is asking, "How many tanks do you guys have?" I have active tanks 3. You lose track of the time. Five active tanks, and I have about 3 to 6 unactive tanks that I plan to activate. Now I say 3 to 6 mainly because I don't know if I want to keep 4 of them because they're small little 6-gallon, 12-gallon tanks. How many tanks do you have, dude?
I got a 75, a 45 hex, the 29 behind me. That one over here is a 5.5, and then a 15-gallon. So 5.
Nice.
And I'll be setting up 4 more over
Yeah.
the next couple months.
Now you're getting way back into it again. Too much, I think. Well, no, you can never have too many tanks, right, guys?
Well, at one point, I had 18 aquariums and almost 700 gallons of water. So, I've been in deeper. I got to know when to cut it off.
Nice.
Just because there's a spot there to put a tank doesn't mean you have to put a tank there.
Oh, that's blasphemy. I don't want to hear that. Okay.
Plus, it gets harder and harder to sneak them in to the house.
Good point. Next thing we're going to talk about. If you guys have any questions about equipment and stuff, just post it down below, and we'll get to it in a bit. Learn to film and edit. Okay, editing, huge help in making your videos more watchable. Okay, and that's a huge thing. You have to keep your videos, keep your viewers engaged in your videos. If you sit here and you stare at the camera for 20 minutes talking, it's going to kill, your audience retention. Okay, so you got to learn how to cut. And if you watch some vlogs, you notice that they do jump cuts. Even though they're sitting there, they're cutting and stuff like that, and then they keep jumping. It seems a little weird at times, but after a while, you forget all that, and you get engaged. And the whole point of that is the 7-second rule, which is what I'm going to talk about in a bit. So when you're doing a YouTube channel, there's actually 2 types of videos that you're normally going to be making. You're going to maybe making a viewer or sub type of video where it's mainly for the viewers. I mean, you want all your videos to, want to, do good. But it's going to fall into 2 categories: sub videos or fishing videos, which I call fishing videos, okay? Sub videos are the videos that your subscribers always going to watch and then forget, right? Then watch it 1 or twice, maybe go back to it if it's really good. And then that's usually it about the lifespan of that video. And then you got the fishing videos where it goes out and not only does your subs seed it, but also gets reached out by getting, ranked or trends or something like that, or or by word of mouth. Okay, so those are 2 things you got to keep in mind. Next thing we're talking about is doing thumbnails. Now, you gotta learn to do some really good thumbnails. And again, something else I want to mention now: thumbnail is important not to your subs, because when you go to your subscription page and you have a subscriber, they're going to look at it and they're going to watch a video no matter what. They sub for some reason or the other, okay? The thumbnail really is to try to catch the attentions of the people that are watching another video and they're seeing right on the sidebar the suggested video. Now that is what you want to do. You want to hit those suggested videos on someone else's page. You want to hit it on your own too as well. And that's something I have to explain in a little bit further down below too. But those thumbnails is what's help, right? You gotta get a catchy thumbnail, come in a catchy picture, and just basic words that'll hook them in. Don't write a damn paragraph on those thumbnails, okay? And that's the thing I harp on. I think I harp on you all the time about it, Jeff.
Oh yeah, I have notoriously bad thumbnails. Even as a technophile, I need to learn better Photoshop. I have to improve my Photoshop foo,
Yeah.
Get better skills. So
it's a good skill to learn, at least the basic stuff. And if you can't afford Photoshop, the CSS Cloud type of thing, or CC Cloud stuff, Creative Commons or whatever they call it, Cloud, it's Adobe stuff, then check out GIMP. It's a free program. Learn that. Okay,
Yep.
GIMP will always help you. Okay. Second thing, it's audio. Audio is probably the most important thing about your videos. Okay, if your videos come out graining and stuff, at least they have something to fall back on, which is listening to your video. It's bad to even have both of the things bad, but that's just a case thing. If they can't hear you, worst thing you can do when you're watching a video is, if I can't hear you, then I don't want to watch you, and then you lose them. It's simple as that. Great audio, people will stay and listen to. Okay, that's just usually the nature of people. So, record good audio and then learn to edit them. Okay, the most important thing is editing out the hiss, the background. What do you call it? Ambient noise.
Yeah.
Is that what it would be? And you could easily do that with a free program called Audacity. Okay, download that, learn how to use that, and I'll make a video about how to use Audacity and how to do the most important thing is to take out the hissing background noise. If your wife's in the background and she's clicking something, you could edit all that stuff out too and make it sound actually pretty pro with Audacity. Okay, mainly I use Adobe Audition to do my audio editing, right?
Yep.
But sometimes I do go back to Audacity because when I'm recording voiceover with my mic over here, I use Audacity to record it because the recording thing for Audition isn't all that great, isn't all that intuitive. So I would do it with Audacity, edit from Audacity, and then I'll port it into Audition to edit all that extensive stuff. Okay. Second thing we're going to talk about is lighting. When you're shooting, pay attention. Keep in the back of your head that you always have to know whether or not you're shooting in a well-lit place. Because some people will shoot and their cameras, depending on how good they are, it gets graining. You'll notice the grain and stuff. That's because you don't have enough lighting. And I have more than enough people come up to me and ask me, hey, what's wrong with my video? All my videos come out this way. I recorded, my vlog in my room. And I'm just like, oh, that's simple. You don't need to get a new camera. More lighting is what you need, because what it is, your camera's trying to overcompensate and trying to film in low light. That's where all the grain's coming from. So, they come back and they're like, oh, you're absolutely right. I just added more lights and suddenly I'm clear as day. Well, and that's the one important thing. Now we go to the 7-second rule, and then I don't know if you know that. I don't know if we discussed this before. Have we, Jeff? 7-second
I don't think
rule?
I've heard. Nope, this is new to me too.
Okay, so when you're watching some of my videos, especially my dry start method video, okay, you'll notice that there's always never one static view. Okay, I'm always jumping to another view, and the guideline is each scene should never be more than 7 seconds. Unless you're trying to do some kind of mood shot or trying to get some kind of emotion out of someone. That's because your eyes or your brain starts shutting off if you just stare at something static. Even if it's someone sitting in front of the camera talking. That's why you hear, this is why I mentioned earlier that sometimes when you watch people, really popular vlogs, they have jump cuts. They're sitting there, something like this, and something like that, right? It's a 7-second rule. Is one, they're editing out some of the bad stuff that just doesn't work, and second, it keeps your eyes moving along with whatever's going on in the video, and that's the 7-second one. Now it's a guideline. You don't have to sit there and count and say, okay, 7 and then move, 7 and then move. Okay, not every single cut is going to be 7 seconds. Okay, that's one important thing. Now it's not just about cuts. If you notice this in watching other videos where it's the same way it's laid out, it's cut, and you all suddenly see image, or image pop here, or image, or another video overlaid or something. As long as you keep switching that image, then people are gonna still keep getting engaged. Okay, if that makes sense. Different angles also works too. If you watch my stupid water change video, you notice all the different angles and stuff. It was a pain in the butt to film, but you're always changing the perspective, and that's how you keep people engaged in your video. It used to be that, everyone's like, only make 5-minute videos. Because that's how, you keep people engaged. Because after 5 minutes, they're not going to watch anyways. That is so untrue. You can make a 20-minute video, and that's what people do. They watch shows, TV shows and stuff, and still keep people engaged. And that's because you use simple rules like the 7-second rule. Okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind is imagine your shots and stuff. Next thing we're talking about scripting. That's really important, especially if you're talking and you do a lot of ums and ahs.
I am totally guilty of that. My two key words, my go-to words is and so. So, yeah, this is what I'm going to do in this video. And, well, the last time I did this, I blah, blah, blah. So everybody's got those go-to words that they use. Got to edit those out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do that a lot too. And then you'll notice that if you watch some of my videos, you'll know it's not scripted because there's a lot of and stuff going on there. Versus something that's more strict. And you'll notice that if you've watched both videos in the comparison, you know I'm reading a script versus not reading a script. And when I'm reading a script, it actually sounds like I'm actually reading a script because I'm not that good of an actor. Okay, so but that's important. Scripting your stuff ahead of time, or at least think about it in your head. Adam doesn't script this. Adam is one of our YouTube wargaming producers in our YouTube group. And he does amazingly well with his channel. And all he does, he breaks all the rules, sits there, picks a topic, and talks to you. And I think mainly it's because it has to deal with his character, right? Is the way he personifies himself.
He is the master.
Yeah. You sit there and listen to him all day. It's like getting a massage or yoga or whatever. And he talks about, gaming stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm watching all his videos because I want to do with the aquarium stuff. But
welcome to the channel.
Exactly, it's like that. I mean, seriously. But he breaks all the rules. But he doesn't script it too. That's the other amazing thing. But he's he's really well versed in all stuff. So that's just a side note. If you're really good at that stuff, use it. If you're really good at talking to people and getting your thoughts out in a nice way, then you really don't need the scripting. But scripting will help you cut down the babbling and stuff. Okay? Learn to edit, learn to edit, learn to edit, learn to edit. Okay? I tell that to everyone. Learn to edit. Okay? So, because you put together a nice composition of your video. Even if you're just vlogging, simple editing will keep your users engaged, or your viewers engaged. Okay? Cuts out all the dead time and stuff. Now, when you started, Jeff, were you editing a lot at all?
I was using whatever the Microsoft version was.
The window movie maker?
I was using Movie Maker, doing what I could. Not a lot. Just kind of ad-libbing, just kind of bits and pieces here and there. And it wasn't until I got the CS6, the Adobe suite, that I started getting into it. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of help from our friend Les, though.
I mean, he's one of our really good friends. He's one of the other editing masters in our group. There's a lot of really good editors in our group, or a lot of producers in our group that knows their stuff.
There's still a lot I got to learn, but I'm definitely a lot further along than I was back in the day.
Yeah, you learn a lot from experience. That's the important thing.
Yep.
Next thing, and then editing also allows you to do more intricate filming setups. Okay, if you notice in some of my build videos, I have two cameras filming at the same time, one straight ahead and one on top, so you can see what's going on top. And that's done by multiple angle cameras, and that's just me having two camcorders filming at the same time, syncing up with two cameras and audio. Okay, and then in editing, I put them together, and then I switch between the scenes and stuff whenever it seems good to do. Okay, so you're able to do that. If you watch my battle reports, which I know you Aquarius don't, unless you're into wargaming, I use usually 3-4 camera setups to do that, where we record a live game going on and stuff. So yeah, editing allows you to do more intricate stuff and details and stuff like that. So and going back over the chat really quick. So where are we at? Oh, how many guns? Okay, nice. Have 2 tanks. Chris says I have 3 tanks, 1 fresh, 1 brackish, and 1 salt. Oh, nice. You're covering all the spectrum there, huh? Central Freeland. Hey, boys, please. My question is, how many flame tetras can I put in a 38-gallon tank? 8-gallon nano cube aquarium. Denell aquarium. Okay, Denell aquarium is the, I think it's the seamless corner ones. It's a nice little tank. 8 gallons.
8-gallon or
Tetras?
30?
8 gallons. 30 liters. 8 gallons.
Depending on the filtration, and I mean, the old adage was 1 inch of fish per gallon of water. But flame tetras generally don't get that big. I think they're what, inch and a quarter top.
Yeah.
So you could have a school of 10 to 12 in there. Really, it look nice as long as it's got good filtration.
Yeah. Usually it's all about, getting the balance right. So more filtration, the more bio load that you can handle, you can actually put a lot more fish into your tank, regardless of that adage. That adage, a lot of people is like, oh, it's only 1 inch per gallon. I go, dude, it's a guideline. All right.
Yep.
If you have more filtration than is required for your tank, you actually stock more. No, so
Yeah, that 12-inch Oscar is going to put out a lot more waste than
yeah.
12 tetras.
Yeah, and that's too. It depends on the type of fish too. A 1 inch goldfish is going to put out a lot more waste than a 1 inch tetra. Well,
Yep.
is there 1 inch goldfishes out there? I don't know.
Yeah, like the kind you get out of the jars at the fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The famous square says, "I watch aquarium videos more for the knowledge than the entertainment value. So sound does need to be good to get something out of watching a video." Exactly, especially when you're doing educational videos. Sound is important because you can't really watch and learn without hearing the sound. I mean, you can watch and learn, but it's still hard to do it. Hey, what's up, Raccoon? Raccoon Creek Aquatics is up in the house here. What's up, dude? 10 Minutes says hi. Raccoon says, I've had a lot of fun learning on the editing part. I use the undo button a lot. Trust me, I do too. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what an awesome job, Patricia. Thank you for modding. Sorry, I just kind of sprung it on you, but I realized the other people I have mods on isn't in today. The famous Aquarius, what's your favorite form of filtration? Canister filters are my thing. I don't know. What's yours, Jeff?
I'm a big fan of sponge filters, but it kind of depends on the application. Like right now, I'm at the point where I need to invest in a couple of good canisters for my loach tank because I've got 2 hang on the back Emperor 400s, and they can't handle the bio load. So I'm running into some algae issues.
Oh.
So canisters are in my future. I've never been a fan of canisters only because of the mess. Back in the day, they didn't have quick release. So you would make sure that there was no water in that tube when you pulled it out. Otherwise, you were covering your floor. So I still have that stigma. But now that they got the quick release things, it's a lot easier.
It's a way lot easier nowadays. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
I love canister filters mainly because I could provide more bio media than needed for a tank usually. So that's why I go in because I tend to want to be able to have that room to be able to stock more than usually I want. Just to have that little margin there. So yeah. All right, let's go back to now. We're gonna talk about building your channel, and this is, I guess, where a lot of people is gonna come in handy for people that already have channels here. Here's the thing: the aquarium channel the channel that you're watching now. I started this, which is way fun for me because I started from scratch. I had to start all over in a community that I had no ties to, other than you, Jeff, obviously, that I knew was in aquariums. All my aquarium friends I haven't talked to in years because that was a long time ago. So I had to start brand new, fresh. First thing I did was learn who was in the community, learn who's talking, and follow these people's other channels, and then start leaving comments there. Join live chats, talk in live chat. You gotta talk in live chat. Try not to lurk. If you're trying to build a channel, it's important to help people answer questions so they know who you are, and just make an appearance. Right? You guys speak up so that they know you're there.
Yeah, don't go into these live chats and like be like cool dude or something like that. Just When you're chatting, say something with some content, some meat to it. Make some real impact.
Contribution, yeah, impact.
Yeah,
And don't go
contribute
in
to
and
the
spam your
conversation.
stuff either. You'll get kicked.
Hey, come and check out my channel. Hey, sub for
Yeah.
sub.
Yeah, that's bad. Not a good thing. The other thing is join groups and Facebook groups and forums and anything else you can. Follow people on Instagram because that's how people find you too. And Instagram is actually one of the places where I think Justin from HGO Plants follow me. I'm not sure how he found me too, but he's a really cool guy. I don't know if you guys know his channel. It's a decent growing channel too, and he sells plants and stuff like that, and he got some gorgeous stuff. Really cool setup too. I think Joey interviewed or checked out, did his tour of his setup as well. So hit those social medias, talk to people. Then that's one thing. If you're one of those people that don't want to talk to people and stuff, you're not gonna really get anywhere. Okay, you have to network. That's the big thing. Network, network, network. Get involved locally as well. Join your local fish club. A lot of people there you get to know will start watching your channel too as well. And even you can even help them out by filming all of their their flea markets or whatever, their
Yeah,
auctions and stuff.
swap meets and auctions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's a wealth of knowledge in your fish clubs. I mean, these are, you know, at the club that I'm a member of, there are people that have been doing this for 15, 20 years longer than I have. So lots of expertise and lots of knowledge. Pretty sure they've done that, been there kind of thing.
yeah. So it's invaluable knowledge that you can grab and actually use for content and stuff. I'm not telling you go out there and exploit people, but it's good stuff. Also join the Aquarius Coalition. Okay, here's a shameless plug. Join the Aquarius Coalition Facebook group to learn more about videos and all that stuff. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's move on. I always hate pimping myself and stuff like that. All right, the next thing is to build a YouTube channel. You really have to understand YouTube, how it works and stuff. Now, no one knows how their algorithm works, but you get a good sense of it by understanding the analytics and stuff. First of all, when you make videos, you have to make it so it's engaging. Okay, just because you get views doesn't mean that they're gonna watch your videos. Okay, that means that they hit your videos and they could have watched 8 seconds of it and decided this is not for me and go watch something else. So you gotta keep them engaged. I gave you some tips up, in this video a little earlier, but again, get into editing, be concise with what you're talking about. Hit the topics right on, right off the bat and stuff. Again, we'll go over that in a little bit. The other thing is make series. If it warrants series, make series. Like my Introduction to Planet Tank series is a 4-part series. Okay? And also use playlists. Put your stuff in playlist. Make some playlists and say, oh, this is all the Planet Tank videos that I have. And put it in the playlist. Okay,
I have guys that I have some people that have commented on my channel before or joined some of my live streams from my other channel that have said what they'll do is when they're painting their models or they're hobbying, they'll just put on one of my playlists. So and this is where that audio comes in, where one of the people in the chat mentioned, they'll put the playlist on and they're just listening while they're doing their hobby thing, or they're, while they're cleaning their water or doing a water change or stuff like that. So,
yeah. And I think that's the same thing for us, Aquarius, is a lot of people do watch live chat while they're doing water changes. Or they do watch the videos while doing water changes. And I guess that's another thing why we hit on audio is important.
Yeah, just don't overflow your fish tank.
Yeah, just don't overflow your fish tank. You're not going to let that go, are you? Okay,
Oh,
and now
no.
the reason why series videos and playlists are important because one of the best things you do for your channel is have your followers or someone who stumbles on your channel keep watching your videos, okay? YouTube loves it when you have the ability to keep people on YouTube, especially that way it'll show value, especially when people come and hit your channel and they're like, oh, watch this video, I'm gonna watch this same guy's video, this same guy video, this same guy video. That has a lot more weight than a video that does a lot more. Let's say you have one video that gets 6,000 views. Okay, that doesn't go as long, and that doesn't hold as much weight if you have 3 videos that get 2,000 views. Okay, that of the same person watching it. Does that make sense? So I hope that makes sense, because YouTube loves it, and it's part of the algorithm is that people that stay longer on your channel watching your videos, the better ranking you're going to get on your videos. Okay.
Hey, Chun,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drop off here, bud.
Oh, you're
So,
going to have to go. Okay, that's all
yep.
right. All right. He's got a
Thanks
family
everybody
thing.
for tuning in.
Yeah. I'll take over from here. No problem, bro.
All right. See you guys.
Hey, thanks for joining us, man.
No problem.
Okay, so we'll switch to this mode. Okay, so very cool. So I'm on my own now, so let's just go with this. I always hate doing stuff on my own because I feel like I'm babbling to myself. But here we go. Okay, so we already talked about the series and playlists and stuff. Now, the other thing is referencing back to your video using those cards. Okay, one of the good things about planning your videos ahead of time is knowing that, hey, I'll make this video first, I'll make this video first, because when I'm going to make these series of videos, I can refer back to these other videos. Does that make sense? So you do a video on basic stuff. Like, for example, big thing here, that whole Beginners Planted Tank series, 4-part series, I made that first because there's going to be 3 other series that comes after it about lighting, about CO2, and about fertilization. It's all going to point back to those other 4 videos. Okay, so I'm trying to keep people watching my videos at the same time watching another video of mine, if that makes any sense. So I'm keeping that kind of train in my little backyard there. Okay, so like in my lighting videos, all those videos that in that series, I'm going to say, hey, we're going to talk about lighting today, but if you don't know anything about Planet Tanks, please check out the Planet Tank series up above, and then show that tag. Okay, and that'll get hopefully a lot of people to pause the video, go look at those videos, and come back and watch and continue with the videos. Okay, that's a neat little trick that you can do. Okay, the next thing is the most important thing is to understand and use your Google Analytics. Okay, a lot of people like, oh, YouTube doesn't help you build your own video. You're always on your own stuff. That is so completely untrue, because your Google Analytics tells you a lot about what's going on, about how you're building your channel, if your videos work or not. Okay, and that's the most important thing. I'm going to go over it with you just a little bit here, because I'm going to show an example of what's going on with one of my videos, which is actually really, got me really hyped up about all this and stuff. We'll go over that in a bit. So understand your analytics. A lot of YouTube videos out there that teach you how. Go to YouTuber Creators Academy. They teach you how, or join the Aquarius Coalition YouTube page, and I'll have a video on that later on as well. Okay. Next thing is you'll hear these words: trending versus ranked. Okay, and versus recommended videos. I'm gonna show you an example later on in a bit about the difference about a ranked video. Okay, trending is a little harder. Now, trending in our hobby doesn't really happen. That has something really spectacular has to happen, like Joey's video. One of Joey's videos got trending. Okay, and that happened because there's so many people hitting it in such a little time that YouTube said, hey, the algorithm said, hey, this guy's trending. So he gets on the trending page, which then catapults his videos up into like Never Neverland. Okay, so that's usually what trending is. Getting your video ranks is a different thing. Ranking means your video doing actually well, that we're going to start showing it on everyone's suggested video list. And then if that does well, we're going to show it on the homepage of recommended videos. Okay, and I'm not sure what happens after that. I don't know if there's a step after that. So ranking also places you on a Google search even better as well. And that's another huge source of traffic that you're going to get from is actually Google searches. Okay. The other thing is learn about search engine optimization, SEO, and also about social reach. Okay, so make a web page. If you are serious about building your channel, build a web page, right? You can just go and get a blog at blogger.com or do a WordPress webpage, and then start categorizing and writing about your videos. Just a short paragraph, and then link your video, your YouTube video to it, and that's where you're going to get a lot of your traffic as well. Okay, and that helps you get ranked on Google.com as well. Get it on Facebook, get it on Twitter, get it on Pinterest, get it on Instagram. Learn those social media tools, and they'll help you a lot. When we get SEO, we're talking about how to title your videos, how to put, how to add description to your videos, and I think that's about it. And there's a couple other things too, but we'll go over that in the world. Oh, there it is. Keywords, title, short titles. Keep your titles short but to the point. So, like my dry start method video, it's titled the dry start method / featuring iwigumi style build. Okay, and I used all those keywords. It's short and sweet title, but I used all the keywords that people are going to be looking for. Okay, that's also going to connect to other dry start method mentioned videos and stuff. Again, I'll explain it a bit. Keywords in your description. First 2 sentences. Hit those keywords, okay? You know, this video is about the dry start method. This is featuring my iwigumi tank. Hope you enjoy. That's it. You don't need a huge description. First 2 lines of videos, and then the third line usually I put if there's a buy, like affiliate link, which I'll touch in a bit, like from Amazon, that you want someone to buy a product that you mentioned in your video. It's where you want to go. You say buy now, and then the next line the link. Okay, because what they're going to see is when they watch a video, they're going to see those first 2 lines, the third line which says buy now, and you want them to click that. Hit more and click that. When they hit more, then you can have all the other links to whatever you want. Go just check out this video, go check out this channel, whatever. Okay, then you can have all the babble and stuff. Okay, the most important is those first 2 sentences. Phases and keywords. Now you also have this keyword building. That's the other thing. Adding keywords to your videos. Okay, better to use phrases that people will search for rather than just single keywords. Okay, the dry start method. Okay, instead of making 4 individual keywords for it, should be a phrase that says the dry start method or dry start method. Okay, that's going to rank easier, better on searches than the 4 single words by itself. Okay, find your keywords based on your talk by using YouTube search. Right? One of the best things you can do when you're making a video about a certain subject, right? Like again, dry start method, is to search on YouTube and see what else other people are doing. So now I've spoke about these points. Let's go look at something now. I'm not sure if I could share how much I'm making on a video because that's one of those touchy subjects whether or not YouTube wants you or not. I'll share the stats, no problem. I don't care if what you figure out how much I make and stuff, but just for sake of not getting my channel in trouble, I'm not going to share those parts of monetization with you guys. But all right, here we go. This is the video I was talking about. If you guys, some of you guys already seen this video. This is about the dry start method. This video is exploding. Okay, and and this is really good for me because it's not because it's exploding, because I kind of figure out how everything works. The new algorithm. They always change their algorithm. Okay, that's important to understand. So you always have to be on top of it when you are doing when you're running and trying to build a YouTube channel. It's not easy. It's a lot of legwork. Okay, but here we go. Let's talk about the dry start method, iwigumi tank build, how to. Those are all that's all I needed in the title. Okay, and that helped on getting this video ranked, and that's what it is. It's ranked right now. So dry start method. Oh, good, 11,000 views. Now here's the thing. Last night at 8 p.m. it was only at 950 views. So now suddenly, about 12 hours later, I'm at 11,054 views. So I upped it by 600 views in 12 hours. But this is why I'm kind of proud of this video here. Okay, Here's what is dry start method featuring my original Iwigumi tank build. That's it. Then I really want people to join the Facebook community, which I'm trying to build right now. So that is what you're seeing here at the description. Keywords, the main keywords that you know people are going to search for. Join the Facebook community, the water bottle. Okay, that's how you should always start describing your videos. Okay, now on the keywords down here, here you go, dry start. That's the keyword I figured out that most people are going to be searching with. They're going to type in dry start. Maybe dry start method, maybe dry start aquariums or whatever. But if we go through the search here, do dry start method. Okay, boom. Look who's at top. Okay. Whoops.
Mainly for those attempt.
And that's what you call the ranked video. Okay, let's see if I can explain this here. Go back to here, back to here. Go back to audience retention. Now the audience retention, I wish.
What is it and why would you use it? In this video, I'll take.
It could be much better. 43 audience retention is okay compared to other videos. You see me click this relative audience retention. It's actually above average most throughout the video. Towards the end, it goes down, but all videos do that. Okay, because people don't want to wait around for the ending, which is just you asking them to, like and sub or whatever. They usually leave. But in retrospect to all other videos that are this length, it's doing above average. Okay. If we go and look at something really cool here, unload the dirt. This video here doesn't get that many views right now because I have to optimize this a bit. But the audience retention rate is awesome, 67%. Now this audience retention rate, it's basically saying this is how much people are sitting there when they start your video, is how much of it they're watching. Okay, and you want that audience retention rate to go up. That's your watch time. That's the time that people are always complaining about now that they have to reach in order for them to get monetized. Okay, so I believe it's 4,000 minutes, or is it? I think it's 4,000 hours. 4,000 hours, I think. I don't remember what the exact number is. It's 1,000 subs. 1,000 subs is easy to get. Okay, if you make really good videos, you're gonna get there pretty quick. Okay, it's the watch time is a little harder to do, but it's not impossible. Okay, now let's look at the history of this video really quick. Let's see here. We'll go to watch time. And really quick, go over these analytics since Jeff already left. We were trying to fit everything in before he left, but before he left, so that means I could actually stretch this live chat out a bit. So in the last 48 hours, 3,100 views. Okay, and then within the last hour, it's getting 3 views at the same time. So it's pretty slow right now. Usually it's about 10, 15 every minute. Okay, lately. But more, and then see, this is why you need to learn these stats. Okay, because look at this mobile phone. Look at the usage on mobile phone for this video versus computer. Mobile phone is now, the mobile stuff is now the big thing in. So this is one thing that why, if you're getting a lot of views, and you notice that on your videos, most of your views are from mobile phone, then you have to keep that in mind, because when you're doing, especially when you're doing learning, teaching videos, instructional videos, is that when you're making lower thirds and stuff, those lower thirds have to be seen if they're important to people that are using a mobile phone and watching a video. So that's kind of the mindset where I started making bigger lower thirds so that people from the mobile phones can actually watch what's going on. Okay, now let's go to the history and go to the watch time. This is the watch time in minutes. We'll just go and go with the views, and then we're going to go ahead and do the lifetime of this video. Now I released a video on December 3rd. Okay, so in about 2 months, I've hit 11,000 views. Okay, and 56,000 minutes in watch time. Now here's the interesting thing. Released a video, 286 views. I was about under 1,000 subs at, about 2,000 subs. About 1,900 subs. So 286 people of my subscribers hit that video when I released it, which is good. The next day, what's going to happen is half of that number is going to hit my videos. Those are the straggling subs that didn't realize that you released the video. And then it starts going lower. And then it does this flatline trend. For my channel, at where I'm at, 10 is probably about the average of a flatlined video of its lifetime. Hope I'm explaining this correctly. So you see this from this here for 3 weeks, we're hitting about an average of 10, maybe 12 on the average. If you click on each one of these, actually, Raccoon, I'm not sure if you're still in here, but thank you, because it was one of your videos that I was riding the tail on. Now, this is why I'm saying the thumbnail was important, because we'll go to traffic source. Let's go to one of these days here. You might see Raccoon pop up, because Raccoon did a video about dry start, I think. Yeah, there he goes, Raccoon Creek Aquatics. And I've been riding a little bit on his tails. Yeah, I got 21 views this day. 21 watch, 3 views from him this day from his video. Why? Because if you look at this video here, it's the suggested video list here, and I'm one of them. And this is why I'm saying thumbnail is important, because when people are watching Raccoon's video and they decide, okay, towards the end of the video or wherever, and I want to leave and go look for something else that's about dry start method, they're going to look at the suggested video list, okay? And then they'll look at it and say, they're not going to look mostly here, right? The first thing that their eye is going to land on is the thumbnail. So right there, how to dry start method, you can't miss that, okay? And then they're going to click on my video. That's why the thumbnail is very important, is because in this instance, you're trying to catch the attention of that person that's watching that current video, okay? Now, for a while here, let's go back to this video here. And I'm glad I had this video is actually ranked, because I could tell you guys what's going on here. So along this line here, 3 weeks, I'm riding Raccoon and some other channel videos, suggested video list that does dry start method. And it was on December, see, it tells you exactly December 30th where it got this jump. And I noticed that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay, and then suddenly it kept going. Kept going. Why is it doing this? Very simple. The stats will tell you why. Most of it came from suggested videos. Okay, I'm still riding the suggested video list train. And it's good old Mike from Aqua Pros, one of my favorite YouTube channels. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm riding Mike's tail now. And there it is. Oh, wait. No, not yet. Didn't show. Here it is. It's on the bottom list here. Oh, no. Am I getting pushed down again? It randomizes, but sometimes it pushes down. Yeah, it didn't show up on here. So it randomizes, but his video that's already getting, it's already getting 35,000 views, right? I'm riding the tails on him for a while. Okay, and still getting the same views from Raccoon's videos, because you'll see me pop up once in a while. And I'm like, okay, great. Now I got this point here. I got this peak here. What's going on here? Again, still riding his tail right there. I'm also riding this guy's tail here, box screen and aquascape. I don't know who he is though, but I've seen a couple of his videos on YouTube. Okay, and the other thing is, remember when I said YouTube likes it when it's writing your own suggested video list? Well, this is one of my videos here. That's it. Oh, here you go. One of my videos here, and one of my videos. Oh, I was writing Appropriate Reefers video too, which he gave me a lot of views too. But anyways, you want to see more of your videos being written on the suggested video sources, because if YouTube sees that, it's going to start suggesting that, it's going to think that your video is doing good, so it's going to start showing it on other people's suggested list. Okay, so that's important. This is what I'm saying. You got to ride your own train before you ride someone else's train. Okay, so you ride someone else's train long enough. Just go back here. All right, right here, got it going in. Now all this is still riding off of Mike's Aqua Pros videos. right? Then suddenly on Friday, okay, it did this. Okay, it did this. I have no clue why. But suddenly 4,600 watch minutes in one day, which is 3 days worth, is a huge jump for this video. It just suddenly jumped. So, going here, I'm wondering why. I'm like, oh, it's probably if Mike did something weird or something because I've been writing heavily on his suggested list for a while. But it's not. Look at this. Suddenly, browse features is up here. Suggested videos down here. So if we look at suggested video, still writing on Mike's coattails. 41 views from it. Still doing it from this exotic aquatics. These videos keep popping up because I keep hitting their suggested list. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, so why did suddenly browse features suddenly get so much hits? Look, it's coming from home, so that means one thing. I'm now recommended. Now I'm now recommended on the list. I'm not sure because I can't find my videos popping up on my other accounts. Okay, but then the recommended list here that you see where Joey's at, Steam Font Aquatic Aqua Pros are at. Okay, it's based on the person's watch habits. So I'm picking up a lot of aquarium people because this video suddenly jumped from being ranked on suggested list to being ranked on the homepage recommendation list. Okay, so hopefully I'll ride this out for a long time because this video is going to give me a lot of subscribers, a lot more view times and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how you can use analytics to understand how your videos work, how to make future videos work. Okay, by what you're doing, by how you're filming videos and stuff. There's other things here, but I'll talk about them later in other videos like demographics and stuff, because understanding your demographics is important. More males watch it, more females watch it, what age group and stuff, because that determines on how you should present your videos to people. Okay, if you're presenting kids, you kind of present the video for kids. Okay, versus if you're presenting your video toward 30-year-olds. Okay, mostly males, mostly females, whatever. All that stuff really has to be considered while you're making your videos. But again, one other trick that I could teach you guys right now is this. Let's go to audience retention. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the sound here.
What is it and why would you use it? In this video,
Okay, here it is.
the dry start method. What is it and why would you use it?
Okay, they say the first 8 seconds is what's most important about your video. Okay, that determines whether someone's going to stay or leave. Okay, that 8 seconds is going to tell them, I'm going to keep watching this video, or I'm going to go watch something else because I don't like this guy. I don't like the way this guy sounds. I don't like the way he acts or what his attitude is. Not because maybe you're not unlikable. Maybe it's just like I said, if you're making a video for kids, maybe the guys don't want to. This guy is watching his son currently doesn't want to watch a kid for videos. Okay, so they leave. Okay. Now, what's important is, in this case, one of the search engine optimization tricks here is this.
The dry start method. What is it and why would you use it?
You hear that? First 3 seconds. The dry start method. Not because I said it. It's because the effect of what happens when I said it. When I said it, this happens.
The dry start method. What?
See that? I'm pointing it like you guys see it. It created the closed caption. What it does is when it processes your video, it's processing a translation grid or whatever to write out that file. When it wrote that file becomes part of your search engine optimization, becomes part of the keywords that are included in making your video relevant. Okay, now I'm not saying to start all your videos with that keyword, that main keyword that you're going to, of the topic that you're talking about. But somewhere in that 8 seconds, it's very important that you mention those keywords. Hey guys, welcome to my video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the dry start method. That works just as well. You don't have to start the way I did, the dry start method. I assume that to be dramatical, okay? But it works, and it gives it a little more oomph to your videos. Okay, so everything else You guys could learn about on the other videos that I want to put out on the Aquarius Coalition. Make sure you join that Facebook page. Okay? So we'll come back and we'll do a little free chat thing going on here. And yeah. All right, cool. Okay, guys, I'm back. So we're going to have a free chat moment. Let's take a look at what you guys are talking about in chat. Welcome, everybody. And by the way, I hope that helped you guys. I'm just a little sneak peek about the summary, and hope you guys picked up a lot of tips and stuff. That's the stuff I learned. Nothing is set in stone. Okay, their algorithms always changing. Things that you do change. Like I said, started in 2008. I saw all the changes going on, all the big, up in arms stuff that they've done, all the great stuff they've done. This thing about you lower, the smaller YouTube channels getting demonetized until they prove themselves a little bit more. It's good. It's good for channels in the long run when you're building it. For people that are going to build it and get there. Okay, for those smaller channels that are complaining, why complain? All right, I'm going to say this: you guys are fighting over chicken scraps. Okay, if you're going to make a YouTube channel, do it, share it, and just enjoy what you're doing. The money and stuff will get there. Okay. Second, and tons of people have already said this, is you shouldn't rely on YouTube as the only, money source. Okay. Again, if you're under 1,000 views, 1,000 subs, way under 100 hours watch time, then you're not making that much. It's going to, even if the money is nice to get a new equipment and stuff. It's going to take years to get there. All right, there's quicker ways to do it. First of all, one, right, is Patreon. Okay, get 1 to 5 people to back you at $1 each, and you're gonna be making more, all right, than you would make on YouTube. Well, you're gonna be making the same, but at least you get the payout faster. Okay, get 10 people, you're gonna be making more. All right, get a couple more people to do a higher pledge at $5, even more. The Patreon. I mean, all you need is 5 people to support what you do, and it's very easy to find. People will take a liking to someone on YouTube, and they will follow you, and they will, put out the extra $1 a month or $5 a month to see that happen for you. Okay. The other way to make money, and it works really, really well, okay, which is I'm guilty of because I don't do it much, is sign up for an Amazon affiliate account. Okay, and when you talk about products, okay, this is hard for the wargaming side because a lot of products is very specialized, so you can't get it on Amazon. But in the aquarium side, it's very easy. Okay, make some reviews or talk about some products and stuff, and then link them. Use your affiliate link and link them to Amazon. And trust me, it works. Okay, some people actually make a living doing that. Okay, they do product reviews, do a whole set of links and affiliate links, and they make money off of that. And they actually do make a decent living doing that. Okay, so you can actually start doing that. You get the viewers, you get the people to follow you, you become a good influencer, and that's one thing I'm going to hit up in a bit. Become a really popular influencer, and you'll make a lot of money from those affiliate links. DH Aquatics does that. Dusty, if you notice that he links his equipment that he does to make videos, do that. You will get some affiliate link fundage from that. He uses a webcam, and I don't know what he linked for his audio, but he linked it. Okay, and that's a very smart move on his part. Start doing that. First thing you do right now, after watching this, go and put in those affiliate links in your default, channel. Every time you create a new video, put in your default description, so that way you don't have to remember it every time. Okay, the other thing, and I lost my train of thought that I want to cover really quick, even though we've already passed that leg of the program. Dang, I forgot. Something about affiliate, something about Amazon. Oh, becoming an influencer. Now, when you get up there, when you get decently up there, say 8,000, 10,000 views, 20 even better, 30, anything above that, you start becoming what companies look at as influencers. Okay, you will get approached by companies asking you to review their stuff. If you want to review their stuff and stuff, now don't go right out ask for money. If it's the first time you do it, donate. They'll send you free product to do it. You get some free stuff. Do it. Okay. I think the last one on my Wargaming channel was a lighting company. They do these hobby lighting kits that you just go on the desk, has a magnifying glass and stuff. They asked me, hey, would you be interested in reviewing this on your channel? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. He goes, do you want an extra one for a giveaway? I'm like, yeah, that'll be great. And then they just threw the stuff at me. They do it all the time, especially in the gaming hobby. And they see me with the camera on. They know that I have 23,000 subscriber YouTube channel. They will talk to you, and they will want to give you some free stuff in hopes that you would review it on the YouTube channel. So that is one way. You start as being an influence there, and then you start getting bigger. You start asking for some money from there, and that's money that's not a scoff of after. Okay, so you can make some decent money becoming an influence that way. Okay, I mean, look at Joey. I mean, I think it's Custom Aquariums. I think he's sponsored by them. That's the next thing. On my Wargaming channel, was sponsored by Badger Airbrushes. Actually, I became really close friends with the president of the company. So he's like kind of one of my best buddies. And we're doing a lot of things together. So a lot of things to come out with, making a YouTube channel. And not just making videos sometimes. It's all about networking, so you have to get out there, talk to the community, talk to people and stuff. So, questions, answers, post them down below. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Raccoon, glad you came. Yeah, dude, man. Hey, I was looking at them like, I know that guy. I seen his stuff. I know he's seen some of my stuff because I saw some of his comments. So, too cool. See, Nicky said you can never have too many tanks. Never, ever. I want to build a fish room one day. I just can't do it here. I live in a townhouse. So, right now, everything on my first floor other than the kitchen is the studios for all the stuff I do, for the YouTube stuff I do. And that's just a side thing. I have a 40-hour IT job. I come home every night. I'm exhausted. The only time I have time now to do videos is on the weekends. Now, that was different about, if you guys follow my channel about early, the beginning of last year was, my contract was up for a really nice lucrative job. I was working at home all the time, pretty much all the time, but got paid really well for doing it too. So I was able to set my own hours. I was able to do my YouTube videos during the day. Anytime I want, I could go on trips, and the company actually paid me for these trips because the places I went actually had business there that they needed me to take care of. So I actually got paid on the plane flights and per diem and all that stuff too. So that was a nice lucrative job. But then I switched over to a 40-hour job. I have to go to office stuff. Totally different situation now. I'm trying to deal with it. But we'll see. Maybe, the YouTube stuff is finally get more serious into it and trying to make money off of that and live off of that. But, yeah, let's see here. Again, Patricia, I'm really thanking you here. A lot of thanks go out to you. I got to send you a t-shirt now for modding this chat. Famous Squares, good points. I started my first aquarium after watching KG Tropical's 10-part beginner series. KG Tropical, another great YouTube there. I watch his videos all the time as well. Yeah, I think he went really, because I think I saw some of those videos. He goes really in depth to stuff. It's 10-parter. I didn't know it was 10-parter though. Senior City, I already said that one. Oh, that video was it rough? I don't know. I liked it. I mean, again, the only complaint I had about that video was you're filming like this. Like this, man. People are going to complain. Yeah, Mike, I love him. He's really cool. I think a year ago, I messaged him. I said, hey, dude, someone's trying to pretend to be you and making trouble in Corey's live chat. And I chatted back and forth with him for a little bit because of that. That was really cool. Now, he probably forgot about me now. I left for a while, and then everyone got really, really big. So go figure. Took your notes. Learning is the fun part. Exactly. Hey, Aqua. Nice to see you here, buddy. Came on the end there, I think. Okay, Central Freeland. My question is, how many dollars need for solid, decent, good quality, 50 to 70 gallons, good quality plant aquarium with all, please. Alright, let me try to decipher this. How many dollars do you need for a solid, decent, good quality, 50 to 70 gallons, good quality plant aquarium? So you're saying how much is going to cost to do a really good planted aquarium between 50 to 70 gallons? Is that what you're asking me, Central Freeland? Let me know. The famous aquarium is talk about your water box. I don't have water box products. I mean, I have t-shirts. Go buy a t-shirt. There, I talked about it. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really into the whole product thing. I've never really thought about being a manufacturer or anything like that. Alright, Patricia, I'll totally buy a t-shirt. I'll talk to you in a bit. I'll message you. Okay, how much? Oh, well, with all the tanks, I don't know. That's a lot of variables there, dude. First of all, you gotta buy the tank, 50 to 70 gallons. There's actually a difference in cost there by itself. Let's say 70 gallons. Okay, a brand new tank, stand and everything. Filter equipment stuff. Are you going low tech? You going high tech? You want what kind of planted equipment are you looking at? That's the other thing, because there's different ways of doing a planted tank. You can go all out, spend all the money, and get a CO2, high lighting, expensive plants, and stuff like that. Versus, decent lighting, no CO2, soiled substrate. That'll be a lot cheaper that way too. I never actually sat down and calculated all that. Tell me brand new top quality, high tech 80. Okay, go get an 88, 50, 70 gallon tank, rimless tank. All that would cost. You know what? I would not know that. I've never sat down to do it, to calculate that, because I know it's going to be mucho money. So if you ever did an ADA tank, pure ADA, getting the tank, the ADA substrate, ADA lighting, ADA CO2. Holy crap, that's... I don't know. I would have to sit down and go look at it and everything. And it's going to be a lot. Okay? I can tell you that. We're looking at words of, off the top of my head, I would say, $3-4 grand maybe. Am I right about that, guys? Am I somewhere in that zone? Yeah, I do it to spread the knowledge of my aquarium hobby. Yeah, I do. I actually like the teaching stuff. That's what I do on the Wargaming channel. I teach a lot of airbrushing and stuff, and that's fun. The money part stuff is actually nice too. Okay, I won't lie about that. It not only because it's money and you could use that money and buy equipment and stuff. And honestly, for my Wargaming channel, I spent tons more money on equipment. If you ever come over here and you see my studio and stuff, I spent a lot more money than I ever made on my YouTube channel to cover it. So that money really is not part of it. But then I had a lucrative job too, back then too. So that lucrative job funded a lot of my hobby, because I considered not just wargaming or scale modeling or aquariums a hobby, but I considered filmmaking and all that stuff a hobby too, because I love doing it. Okay. But yeah, money's good. I won't lie. Okay, no money. No one could lie about that, right? It's not just about, a lot of people say that's not the point. It's just, but they're taking away something that I have. Well, I gotta tell you, years ago it took a lot just to be a YouTube partner for them to pay you out. Okay, that was nothing. And then went to the 10,000 views things total, and I thought that was really weird, because that is so easy to become a YouTube partner. And I thought in my head, I go, well, now anyone could be a YouTube partner. Someone's gonna mess that up for everyone, right? Because you can't have all these people, become a YouTube partner, making videos and stuff without a small bunch of rotten apples screwing it up for everyone. And that's pretty much what happened, right? And it's not because, I'm not saying the bad apples are the people that don't make quality videos. I'm talking about the people who are posting up what is it, terrorist threats type of thing, hate messages and all that stuff. That stuff is they're trying to stop because advertisers don't want to advertise on that. If you look at like something like SL Aquatics channel, advertisers don't mind advertising on her site. She's a sweet lady. She won't. Well, as far as I know, she won't make the products look bad that advertises in front of videos. Okay, those are not the people that they're going after. They're just going after the people who are posting all the crap. Okay, and there was a lot of crap up there. The kitty, weird kid stuff as well, and man, I tell you, it's if you look around in general of YouTube, there's a lot of crap out there. And and sometimes I just shake my head going, how are these people, why am I seeing ads on these videos? You know, the robot isn't working as well. You know, and then what they do, and then now they go back and tighten the robot, the algorithm that reads your videos, and suddenly I'm getting screwed for it because suddenly all my videos are getting demonetized because, you know, some idiot said a bad word or something. You know, and I have to go through this extra step to have them, you know, tell them to review my video again and say, give me money or whatever. That's really annoying. So what I say to this, it is a good move. It sucks at how they did it, right, to the smaller channels, but there's no other way to do it. There's so many of those smaller channels, when they figured it all out, there's just so many bad people that they want to get rid of, that the only best way is just do it all at once. You know, there's no easier way to just go for each channel, because there's tons of really small channels at that category that they would have to go one at a time, you know, to figure out are they good or they aren't good. You know, grandfathering wouldn't have worked because, like I said, so many of the bad small channels are screwing up for everyone out there. So yeah, exactly. If the money's there, take it. Why would you say no? No, if you don't want the money, then do something good with it. Go donate it to, you know, the wildlife foundation or something, you know, something that, you know, that pertains to this hobby that you love so much, right? There's a lot of good we could do with some of that money that you make off a YouTube channel, even though it's $10 or whatever. It helps everything. So, guys, go on for a little bit more. Just ask your questions now. If not, we're going to close this session out. And remember, go to Facebook and the links down below and join up with the Aquarius YouTube Coalition. Okay, that's the YouTube group I put together. We talk about building videos, making better videos, getting more views, getting more subs, getting more watch time. Help improve your videos as well. Try to figure out how to do it on the cheap. I mean, I know a lot of tips and techniques where you don't have to go out and get awesome equipment to make your videos look good. Sometimes all it takes is just put on an extra light, you know. Get a small cheap recorder to record your video audio separately. Just telling you how to learn to edit and then edit a certain way. Okay, because a lot of channels I look at, I'm like, well, they must not be getting many views because I'm bored. I want to go out already. I want to get out of this. I don't want to watch this person anymore. But they have a great personality, and again, personality is 40% of making a successful video. Okay, the other 40% is the content. The last 20% is how 40, 80, yeah, 20% is all about production value. So if you have a really good personality, I'll take that people want to listen to, okay, and the content you're giving out is important, is good, everyone wants to learn, and you do it really well, then the rest is about camera, lighting, equipment, how well it looks, how well it sounds. Are you doing fancy cuts and stuff? That's just 20% of it. The rest of it is actually really easy to do. You just some people just got to learn how to do it and not be resistant to the fact that I'm telling them that they're being told how to make videos, because it's a personal thing. When you make videos on your YouTube channel, you're yourself and stuff. And sometimes, I hate to say it, you can't be you 100%. Okay? Everyone has an on-camera persona kind of thing. Right? Because I do. I cuss like a sailor. I don't do it anymore. I used to do it a lot on my wargaming channel in the early stages, until, you know, I went to an event and realized a lot of kids were coming up with the parents and saying, "Oh, I watch your videos all the time and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you watch my videos? Why would you let your kids watch my videos? You know, you want them to learn new cuss words that you've never heard in your life, right?" And I'm shooting sexual innuendos out there all the time because I was trying to. I was like me. That's me. That's how I am. You ever talk to me face to face? If you become really good friends with me and we can talk about anything, I'm that way. Cuss like a sailor. I'll throw sexual innuendos left and right and stuff. It's not kid safe, right? Well, I'm not kid safe, I guess, in that point, in that sense. Okay, only in that sense, all right. So that kind of made me think, going, I don't want to do that to other people's kids. That's not the way we're doing it, you know. So I had to change a little bit. I had to cut out the cussing, cut out the sexual innuendo and stuff, and be a little more serious, right? And I got a lot, and then a lot more of it was, because it's very different when you interact with people on YouTube, like I'm interacting with you guys, than it is when you do it face to face. You'll know if you ever go to Aqua, the aquatic experience or whatever, and you meet the YouTubers and stuff. They are different in real life. They're actually probably more fun in real life than you see and interact with them on YouTube. And that's usually mostly the case. Sometimes, though, you might go, the once in a blue moon, you might meet that person and go, "Oh, I love this guy on YouTube, he's awesome." And then you meet him in real life, you're like, "I gotta get the hell out of here. Get away from this guy. This guy's weird." Okay? I don't know if it happens in the aquarium hobby much, but it happens a lot in the gaming hobby, at least. But yeah. So, going back to the chat here. Thank you for the links, Patricia. My fully planted Nano Cube 38 gallon with best internal dental XL filter and good 8 light watts 20 CO2 50 500 euros. I'm from Europe. Yeah, but that's also 8 gallons, and Dental actually puts up together a good deal. I know about that setup you're talking about because Dustin, they were sponsoring Dustin's aquascaping contest over at Reef when he was down here when I was hanging out with his booth. So I learned about all the products from Dental. It's a really nice setup. It's a really nice setup. 500 euros. It's not bad. It's about $230 something here in the U.S. That setup, but I don't think it comes with the CO2 though. But it's good stuff. 500 euros. Yeah, for the ADA stuff, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'll have to actually go down and calculate and find the prices everywhere. Oh, okay, gotcha. Price for a 8-gallon Nano Cube Dental is 30 to 40 euros, but everything else is 400 euros plus. Probably you guys get better deals there too, because I don't know. You guys could confirm on this, but a lot of the stuff, good stuff that comes from the aquarium hobby comes from either Japan or Europe. I noticed. Now I don't know. I will argue because I'm a Phoenix fan and I love the lighting, so I'm gonna argue that Phoenix is one of the best lighting companies out. But I think Fluval is not in the U.S., right? Fluval is a German company. Am I right on that one? I'm not sure. But damn. Oh, wow. This stream is going way longer than I thought. Alright, guys. I'm going to, again, here's that warning. 1 more minute. See if any other questions come in. If not, thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. Again, if you're a YouTuber, you want to get more views, you want to learn more about video editing and all that stuff, join the YouTube, Aquarius YouTube Coalition Facebook group. Join the Waterbox Facebook group. Subscribe to this channel, like and all that stuff. And yeah, I will see you later. And in the next stream, I'm trying to get Susan or Dusty from DH Aquatics on. I also want to talk to Justin from H2O Planet because he was expressed interest in doing something together. So hopefully I get him on the live chat. And I hope you guys like this format. All the little cut streams and stuff. I want to make it a little special for you. Get more into this stuff. And yeah. Dental 8 channel set up in Europe. Equals 130 Europe, but I buy everything separately. Ah, gotcha. Alright. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut out now. Thank you very much for joining me. Love you guys. And yeah, I'm out.